Can you listen to sound without hearing it? Can you listen to sound without hearing it? Now, we all are confused and wonder, how can one listen to sound without hearing it? Well, that's something we are going to discover in this class. Hello and welcome to this online class of English, where we would be studying the second story from the book Beehive, that is The Sound of Music Part 1. The story is of a very famous multi-percussionist, Evelyn Glennie, and her journey. In this story, the message imparted is that how we must stay strong despite our disabilities, and how we must polish our disabilities, and how we must work hard in order to succeed in our life. Now let us find out that what the story is all about. Now one thing to notice, The Sound of Music has two parts in it. This means it has got two stories. The first story, the part 1 of the story, is Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. Actually, Evelyn Glennie was deaf. She was completely deaf. Still, she could listen to sound without hearing it. That we will understand how in this class. Coming on to part 2 of it, the second part is the Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. You all must have heard of the name Bismillah Khan, but we will be covering this part in our next class. In this class, we would be covering part 1 of it. Now, who is Evelyn Glennie? She is a very famous multi-percussionist. What is the meaning of percussionist? A person who can play different musical instruments. I repeat, a person who can play different musical instruments. Now, how she learned playing different musical instruments despite being deaf, that's we are going to study. That is what we are going to study in this class. Now, we'll study The Sound of Music Part 1, in which the inspirational story, or you may say the success story of Evelyn Glennie, is shared, and this is written by Deborah Cowley. Okay, now talking about the writer, Deborah Cowley, first of all, she is a freelance writer and broadcaster. She grew up in Toronto. Now, she is a freelance writer. This means writing was not her profession. She would write on random events. She would not write every now and then, but she would write sometimes, okay? And she is a broadcaster. She is very famous. Broadcaster as in the story, she took interview of Evelyn Glennie, and that interview is shared here. You understand? So in the story, Deborah Cowley, she has interviewed Evelyn Glennie, and that is what is shared through the first part of The Sound of Music. I hope you have understood that. Now, you may come across a lot of difficult words. You are supposed to write the meanings of those words with pencil in your book, okay? So let us start with the story. Now, in the book, in your textbook, you can notice one thing, that before the actual text, there is something mentioned. There is this heading before you read, and there are a few lines mentioned there. The lines are mentioned here too. Let us understand those lines first. God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. Someone has commented this about Evelyn. So basically, these lines were said for whom? These lines were said for Evelyn Glennie. By far, because despite being deaf, she couldn't hear. Despite being deaf, she learned how to play different musical instruments. What she did in her life, she decided that she would have strong determination when it comes to learning to play different musical instruments. And with her sheer determination only, she became a success. So somebody has said these lines in appreciation of Evelyn Glennie. Let us understand the meaning of this. He says that although God took away her hearing power, she was impaired, but he gave her an extraordinary thing, and that was the sense of feeling, something really, really important. It happens, you know, when one of your senses, it doesn't work. It happens that you learn to learn things from different senses. The other senses starts to work better. It indeed happens. Now talking about Evelyn Glennie, she couldn't hear. She was deaf. She could not hear even a single word. But there was this another sense of her which was extremely strong. And that sense was sense of feeling. How would she hear music? How would she listen to music? How would she listen to the sound of music? She would just feel it, you understand? So her sense of feeling was so strong that it compensated for the loss of hearing. And that is this extraordinary thing God has provided her with, the sense of feeling. She could feel very deeply, far more deeply than the normal people. Now, since we all people can listen, so it happens that our sense of feeling is not as strong as of Evelyn Glennie. But since she couldn't listen, she had this strong sense of feeling. And with this feeling thing only, she would learn different musical instruments, and she became a success too. And that is why she was able to express music so beautifully, so well. And in fact, she learned music, she learned playing different musical instruments, and she played them beautifully. She's a well-known multi-percussionist. Again, this word has come. Percussionist means a person who can play different musical instruments. You understand? A person who can play different musical instruments. So she is a well-known multi-percussionist. She plays different percussion instruments like xylophone or drums. Now, her success story is revealed, how she realized that she's deaf and she couldn't listen to anything. And one more thing to notice, she wasn't born deaf. She became deaf after some years, and like her journey of being a deaf person was gradual. It's not suddenly that she became deaf, but gradually she became deaf, but she did not give up. She decided not to give up, and that is why she could write a success story for herself. Now, talking about the different characters used in the story, the first one is, that is the foremost one too, Evelyn Glennie. The renowned xylophone player who was deaf but managed to overcome her disability. She never let this come in her way that she's a deaf. She worked hard and she overcame this disability of her, and she never let it come in her way of success. She worked hard to make or to create a success story for herself. Talking about the second character of the story is Ron Forbes, and he is the percussionist who spotted the potential within the young Evelyn and motivated her to play drums. So you understand, when everybody was on the path of discouraging her and nobody supported her, he was the person. He was that percussionist. He himself was a person who would play different musical instruments. So this person somehow spotted this thing that Evelyn Glennie has got potential, and if she is being worked upon, she would definitely do wonders. So this was the person who first recognized the potential of Evelyn Glennie, and he was the person who somehow helped her out in shaping her life by recognizing her potential for the very first time. Okay, now let us start with the actual plot of the story. So the story starts with this scene that there is a railway platform, and that too underground train platform, and there was rush hour. Okay, so it was so crowded. The whole railway platform, it was so crowded by far because it was rush hours there, and people were jostling for their position. Now, we also have experienced this thing that whenever a train comes, we try to get in the train or to catch the train as soon as possible. We would always want to get on the train for the at the first position. Everybody does it. So similarly, that way at the railway platform, there were so many people and they were making way for themselves, jostling for their position. They were moving themselves like one another roughly in order to make position for themselves. And there is this character spotted. Who's this character? A slight girl. Slight here means small and thin, and it is used to describe Evelyn Glennie. Okay, so Evelyn Glennie was also there at the platform, and she was looking younger than her 17 years. So in all, her actual age was 17 years, but she looked younger than that. She looked younger than 17 years, and she was nervous yet excited. So she was both nervous and excited, and she was feeling the vibrations of the approaching train. Now it happens with us also. All of us, we can listen to the sound of the train approaching. But at the same time, if you have ever experienced that when you are standing at the platform, you feel the vibration in your feet. Like there is this sort of vibration that goes on the ground. You feel it through your feet. But she feels it more than all of us. Why? Because she was absolutely deaf, and she had this strong sense of feeling. So she was feeling the vibrations of the approaching train, and it was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London. A very renowned and prestigious academy it is. And she got admission there. And it was her first day in that academy, and daunting enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. Now, Evelyn Glennie, she belonged to Scotland. She was from Scotland, and there's a huge difference between Scotland and London. The lifestyle is totally different. London has got a lot of cities. It's so advanced. While in Scotland, you would find a lot of farms. So since she's from Scotland and she was going to London, as it was her first day in the Royal Academy of Music in London, that is why she was nervous and excited. So you understand the reason why she was nervous and excited, because it was her first day there, and daunting enough for any teenager. Daunting means somehow very difficult, as in that can give you terror, or that can somehow cause you to be in a panic situation, or a little like nervous, you may say. So it would be like nervous for any other teenager. It was like she was feeling the same way. She was feeling nervous too. But this aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge than most. She was profoundly deaf. So this was not the only challenge she was facing, that she's from Scotland and she was going to London, and there's a huge difference. That was not the only challenge. The bigger challenge was she was completely deaf. That's where she would face the most difficult challenge of her life. Evelyn Glennie's loss of hearing had been gradual. This means she wasn't born deaf. She wasn't deaf by birth. Rather, she became deaf in phases, gradually. Not at once, not by birth, but in phases she became deaf. Her mother remembers noticing something was wrong when the 8-year-old Evelyn was waiting to play the piano. Now her mother shares an incident where it was first spotted that there is something wrong with Evelyn. And what was that incident? Once when she was waiting for her turn to play piano, when in her childhood she was waiting for her turn to play piano, and like her name was called, but she didn't move, she didn't respond. It seemed as if she hadn't heard her name. So her name was called and she didn't respond. Then she suddenly realizes, like Evelyn's mother suddenly realizes, that there is something wrong, there is some problem, and these things are mentioned by Isabel Glennie, who is the mother of Evelyn Glennie. So she mentions this incident, and after some time, like for quite a while, Evelyn managed to hide this problem of hers. She did not disclose it directly. She managed to conceal it. She managed to hide it. Now, it so happens with kids that if there is some problem, they do not, like sometimes it happens, they do not directly mention it. They would just try to like hide it. Same was done by Evelyn too, and she somehow managed to hide. Conceal means to hide her growing deafness. Why growing deafness? Because day by day, she was going on the path of being completely deaf. So she managed to conceal it from her friends and teachers. Okay, but by the time when she was an 11 year of her age, her marks got deteriorated. Her performance got deteriorated and she wasn't scoring as well as she used to. And this thing was noticed by her principal, or you may say headmistress, and then this headmistress somehow asked her parents to consult to a specialist. When she wasn't performing well, that is at the age of 11 years, her headmistress asked her parents to somehow consult Evelyn Glennie to a specialist, it's mentioned, and it was discovered that her hearing was severely impaired, and that is because of gradual nerve damage. So because of gradual nerve damage, slowly in phases, her nerve, any of the nerve of her ear, it got damaged, and because of that, she was leading on the path of being deaf. And there was a time that she completely lost her hearing power. It might happen that if she would have disclosed this thing earlier and this thing was taken care earlier, she might not have lost her hearing power. But she lost it because her hearing was completely or severely impaired, and the specialist advised to go for hearing aids. What are hearing aids? When a person is not able to listen properly, then that person is fit with hearing aids that would help that person to listen to what is said to him or her. It looks like something like this. It somehow fit in your ear. Okay, so it was advised that she should be provided with hearing aids and she should be sent to a school which is meant for deaf kids. So it was a suggestion by the specialist, and this came as a major shock in the life of Evelyn. She completely blacked out. Why? Because this was something she never expected. This came as a huge surprise, in a sense, huge shock for her. She never imagined her life to be like this way. She couldn't digest this thing at once because it was a huge shock for her. But she decided not to give up. She decided that she would stay strong and she would face her disability, as in she would not give up because of her disability. And then she thought that she would lead a very normal life. She would not go to a particular school which is meant for deaf, and she would rather prefer to stay in a normal life or lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. Despite being deaf, despite losing her hearing power, she was determined that no matter what, she would at least try to continue her interest in music. And suddenly, one day, she notices a girl playing a xylophone, and she then decided that she would also want to play xylophone. So earlier, she is shown to be waiting for her turn to play piano. But now she has somehow got interest in playing xylophone. It's mentioned here, and most of the teachers around her, they discouraged her. Why? Because she couldn't listen. She was completely deaf. So the teachers, not many teachers supported her, they were actually discouraging her. But then there was this one person, Ron Forbes. I have already described about him in the characters section. So Ron Forbes somehow spotted her potential. Somehow he got this hint that no matter what, this girl has got talent and she would definitely be able to learn how to play a xylophone. And like a teacher, teacher has got this responsibility of no matter what, adapting as per the student's requirement. He also did the same. He created a way out through which he would make Evelyn Glennie feel the sound of music. So he behaved in a manner like a perfect teacher. He came up with a way. What was that? Let's find that out. He began by tuning two large drums to different notes. So what he did, he took two large drums and he set the tone to the different level of the two large drums. Now, he asked her not to listen to the sound through ears, but try to sense it some other way. This means try to feel the sound, try to feel the vibrations of the sound. And Evelyn says that she realizes that she could feel higher drum from the waist up. Waist is this part. So she could feel the higher drum from the waist, from the part which is above waist, and she could feel the lower note from the area which was below waist. She mentioned so that this way she could feel the sound of music through different body parts. And Forbes, he repeated this exercise, and soon Evelyn, she discovers that she could somehow sense the different notes of the drum through different body parts. You understand? So what Ron Forbes has done, he has actually set two drums to different frequencies, to different notes, a higher and a lower, and he asked her to sense that music. And she sensed it, she felt it, one part of it through the body part which is above the waist and the another part through the part which is below the waist. And since then, there was no going back. Since then, she decided that if she could sense the music, she would definitely make a name in it. She then mentions that she had learned to open my mind. She mentions that, and body to sounds and vibration. And since then, she started this practice that she would listen to the sound through different vibrations of that, through her different body parts, through her mind. So she would sense it through vibrations, and the rest was sheer determination and hard work. It's very clear that she must be definitely very determined, and she would have put in a lot of efforts to come to this point where she is such a renowned figure. Can you listen to sound without hearing it? Can you listen to sound without hearing it? Now, we all are confused and wonder, how can one listen to sound without hearing it? Well, that's something we are going to discover in this class. Hello and welcome to this online class of English, where we would be studying the second story from the book Beehive, that is The Sound of Music Part 1. The story is of a very famous multi-percussionist, Evelyn Glennie.